A Quiet Shift. Episode 1. The First Cracks. The morning sunlight poured through the kitchen window, bathing the room in a golden glow. Anna stood at the counter, her hands busy preparing breakfast. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air. It was the little things that made her happiest, setting his favorite mug on the table, folding the napkin just the way he liked. She glanced over at David, who sat at the table, his eyes glued to his phone. She waited for him to notice the breakfast she had made with care. She smiled softly and asked, "Coffee?" He didn't look up, his fingers tapped the screen. A simple nod was all she got. Anna sat across from him, the smile fading from her lips. In the quiet, their unspoken words echoed louder than any argument ever could. She wanted to ask him, wanted to say something, but the words seemed caught in her throat. This wasn't new, she had felt the distance growing between them for weeks. She just couldn't understand why. That evening, David came home late again. He offered no explanation, just a half-hearted excuse about work running late. Anna watched him as he moved around the room, his tone casual, but his actions hurried. She wanted to believe him. She needed to. But tonight something was different. As she folded laundry, a glint of metal caught her eye. There, on the floor, lay a single earring. It wasn't hers. She held it between her fingers, the delicate silver catching the light. It was beautiful, intricate, something she'd never seen before. A knot tightened in her chest. "David," her voice wavered slightly. "Whose is this?" He glanced at the earring in her hand, his expression unreadable. "Oh," he said, a little too quickly. "Probably one of your friends. Maybe they dropped it when they visited." Her friends hadn't visited in weeks. She knew that, and she suspected he knew it too. Later that night, Anna lay in bed, wide awake. The earring sat on her nightstand, mocking her. She tried to convince herself it was nothing, but her thoughts kept circling back. David was in the shower, humming softly, as if nothing was wrong. But something was wrong. Anna could feel it in her bones. A few days passed, and Anna told herself she was imagining things. She wanted to believe in their love, in the promises they'd made to each other. But doubt lingered, like a shadow she couldn't shake. One night, she decided to follow her instinct. David had left for a work meeting. He hadn't even looked her in the eyes when he said it. She grabbed her coat and stepped out into the cool night air, her breath visible in the dim light. The streets were quiet, except for the occasional hum of a passing car. And then she saw them. David stood by his car, talking to a woman she had never seen before. She was stunning, her laughter echoing faintly in the night air. David's face was different, soft, open. She hadn't seen that expression in a long time. And then, he reached out. His hand brushed the woman's shoulder, lingering just a second too long. Anna's breath caught in her throat. She felt like the ground beneath her feet had vanished. For a moment, she thought she might step forward, confront him. But instead, she stayed rooted to the spot, watching the man she thought she knew slip further away. And as she walked back home that night, clutching her coat tightly against the chill, she knew something had broken. And it might never be whole again. If you're intrigued by their journey and want to uncover what happens next, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon to never miss an episode. This is only the beginning.